Welcome to the FrAndroid studio. Welcome to Droidcon Paris. Can you say who you are in a few words, please?
Sure, I'm Yair. I'm from TestFairy, as you can see on my T-shirt. We have a service that helps Android developers do better testing.
Okay.
Smart testing. We solve a problem that any Android developer has. When you develop apps, you usually send them to family and friends or paid services to have them tested.
Sure.
And you don't really know what happened during the testing. If it's friends, then they're always willing to help and they sure send me your app, I'll test it. And you either get responses by it works great or it doesn't work at all, but you don't really know what was tested in case it works good, or what was the problem in case it didn't.
That's
if
true.
they just say, it always crashes, what exactly did you do? And we solve this problem by helping the developer and seeing a video capture of everything that happened during the test, so that the developers don't just get a crash or crash report or see a log. They see a video showing the
user
this screen and
testing.
then that screen, and then the user clicked here and clicked here,
Okay.
and then there was a crash.
Okay.
And we do not only the video capture, we also provide logs, detailed metrics such as CPU and memory and GPS and OpenGL, and so much information you can have from the Android itself that can help you just develop better apps and test them better.
So what does it take to have your service running on the test phones?
Yesterday I had a presentation and we called it Magic App Testing, and they asked me why did we add the magic to the title. And the magic here is that unlike other services, the developer does not need to add any SDK or change the app in any way. All you need to do is upload the APK to our server. The APK is like all our viewers know, the APK is the Android app. So all you need to do is upload your APK to the server, and we modify it on the server in real time automatically.
Okay.
We add our monitoring code into the app, we wrap it again and send it to your tester. So the developer has zero work to do in order to start working with us. And the tester is just installing an app. He doesn't need to install a tracking service or another app that monitors his activity.
It's all-in-one.
It's all-in-one, and it's all in the process. So you don't need to do any extra work on either side to enjoy the benefits of the service.
And when did you come up with this idea?
We came up with this idea last year.
Okay.
We worked on some app development, and when we tested one of our apps, it was so frustrating because we sent the apps to friends and we didn't get the feedback that we expected. And these were good friends, like my buddies, and they said, it works great. But I know them, they're busy, and they were nice, and they helped us. But we didn't really know how thorough the test was, if they went through all the screens, if they checked all the scenarios with this picture, with that picture. You can't expect friends to work for you. So when you go to paid services and you pay for the work, you have the same problem, because you get a response from the paid tester or paid service saying the app was tested and it's okay. Are you sure you tested all the scenarios? You can't.
You
prove
never
it.
know.
So with our service, you can see exactly what happened during the tests.
Okay. Is your service, do we have to pay to use your service? How is your business model?
It's free.
Okay.
We couldn't do it cheaper than free, so we've decided that's the cheapest we can get. It's free. We plan to launch a premium service later this year for big companies.
Okay.
For the small developers, it will always be free. I don't think the small developers have the budget to pay, and we want to help them grow up. And when they grow up, they'll remember that the service was beneficial, and they will pay for it.
Okay.
So big companies will pay for it, and they will pay for it because it will save them much work, and they will be able to test an app instead of with 10 employees. They will be able to do it with 8, or the same 10 will be able to have better products and test them more. So I'm sure that they will pay because they'll understand that it saves them money. So big companies will have a premium version, an enterprise version, and the small ones will.
Okay. And where is your company based?
Our company is in Israel, in Tel Aviv. We're Israelis. Lots of startups in Israel. Like everybody's asking me here.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
What do you eat there? So there is an entrepreneurship atmosphere in the air. Absolutely, so many startups, so many beginnings.
Okay.
It's a big community.
Yeah. How does it look like the startups in Tel Aviv?
There's a guy that I met, a blogger, a US blogger that came to Tel Aviv, and he said that he went through the main street where all the bars and the cafes in Tel Aviv, the Rothschild Street, and he saw so many people with laptops. And then he said that when he started talking to them, he realized that every guy with a laptop has his own startup. So that was very funny.
That's very funny.
I think the atmosphere encourages people to try. And not to be afraid to fail. And if you try again and again, you'll succeed. But you must try. If you see people around you trying, and there is an ecosystem or a networking atmosphere that helps you understand things that you don't know, and lots of conventions and lots of meetups, so you get the feeling that it's not so hard to try. If you have a good idea, let's see if it works, and if it works, great. If not, you can always find a new job. So people try.
That's fine. Back to your company, is your service ready right now, or is it in beta?
It was in beta for 6 months until the beginning of May.
Okay.
We launched it officially at the beginning of May. All over the world. It's so exciting to see developers from literally all over the world, from China and Japan and the US and Brazil and Chile and of course Europe, coming all over and trying your service without talking to you and just uploading the APK, trying it and see that it works, and we get amazing emails from developers saying that this is so helpful and thank you so much for thinking about it. So it feels good.
That's
feels
cool.
good to.
It may sound like a dumb question, but how do you get feedback from your feedback service?
You mean how do we get feedback from the customers, from the developers, or from the?
Yeah, you're basically a feedback service. Like you are helping developers to get feedback, but you are developer as well.
I have to say that, of course, you always want to get more feedback from the developers, and I know how it feels because I was there, and you never have enough time or enough energy to just write an email to someone saying, listen, you did a great job. But people do that, and people appreciate it when you help them solve a bug that they had for a long time, and they just couldn't regenerate it, and now you just open their eyes. So people do that. Not enough, of course, if they're watching us and trying our service. So please go to our Facebook page and tell us how awesome we are, or just email us if there's a problem. But I think that will be always a challenge. There are other startups for this problem, helping customers get feedback. We don't do that. So,
all right. Did you follow Google I/O 2030?
I followed it from back home. Unfortunately, I couldn't get there.
And what do you think about what has been announced and etc.?
Following the news from Google and following the news from other companies lately announcing news, I have a feeling that Google is trying to give developers lots of freedom to imagine, and unlike Apple, for example, it tells developers
what to do.
Please stay on the track, and we have decided this is the best for our customers. And Apple knows what's best for the customers because their sales are enormous. Google's approach is different. They tell the developers, use your imagination and let's see where we get together. And I think that on the long run, this approach will lead to better results. but you can't argue with facts. I mean, Apple's devices are extremely friendly, and I still think that I would buy my mom an iPhone.
Oh, really?
But my friends would recommend an Android. So let's see how it goes in the next few years and see
okay, all right.
how things go on.
What's your cell phone right now?
I'm using this Nexus 4.
Okay. How do you
nice.
like it?
It's really nice. I enjoy it. It's. I think it's a little bit big for me. I like smaller phones, but it's good.
Do you remember your first phone? Your first cell phone?
Yes, I do.
What was it?
It was a Nokia.
Okay.
It was a Nokia. I don't remember the model.
Maybe
It was a brick.
Oh, okay, a big one.
It was a big one.
And how do you? What do you think about the evolution of cell phone, turning the cell phone into a very small computer that everyone has in his pocket? What do you think about that?
It's very useful for people, of course. There's no question about that. Sometimes, as just a personal user, it feels too invading.
Yeah.
That not invading in terms of privacy. If you know how to control your phone, you know. If you don't want to share information, you just don't share it. Invading means sometimes I wish that I would forget my phone at home when I go to the park or to the beach. It doesn't always happen, and you get your emails or text or tweets wherever you go. But that's an evolution that just started. If you think about it, 5 years ago, it would never happen. So 5 years on the long run, it's nothing. So I think we ain't seen nothing yet. It's going to be much worse.
Yeah. What do you expect of Droidcon Paris?
First of all, I met lots of people here, and the networking atmosphere here is amazing. People are extremely friendly and trying to be friendly and know who you are and what you do, and we made some great contacts here.
Okay.
From developers that wish to use our service and enjoy it. And I also met some new friends here that I'm sure that will be friends again after having beer last night and talking about life, not only about Androids and phones. It's a nice conference with great people.
Cool.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, all right. Well, and I think I don't have any more questions. I usually let you finish the interview, so if you have something to share, that's the moment.
Absolutely. We're from TestFairy. Please go to testfairy.com. If you're an Android developer, we'll be very happy if you try the service. And if it's good, please write us. If it's not good, also please write to us. We'll be very happy to hear from you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
see you around in Droidcon.
Thank you very much.